So hey, what's up guys, Riotbox here and welcome to some more F1 2018 gameplay. This is some more gameplay. This is going to be a wet race at the French Grand Prix, and I must say this video, there'll be a link in the description to the original gameplay where I've found it, so you'll be able to check that whole video out. There's a bit of career mode gameplay in there as well, but for this one I've just taken out the this gameplay here and the classic cars. So here you go, we get our first look at some wet racing at the new French Grand Prix track, the Paul Ricard circuit. So a very interesting circuit actually, and I do look forward to being able to actually like race on this circuit. So you can see racing Sebastian Vettel in the wet. We did a bit of a cycle through of the camera angles and the camera POVs and stuff like that, so got a good view of this. But again, this guy is elected for the chase cam, so an interesting selection, and we're going to cycle back through it, and hopefully it goes back to the T cam, and we've got a bit of a front bumper camera here, so an interesting camera angle, and then of course the cockpit camera. And the sounds of this sound pretty good, but I'm not sure again if they're, I believe they're direct audio, but the quality of that recording I don't know. So until we actually get our hands on the game, we're not going to be able to compare the audio into F1 2017, but so far looking pretty nice. This is gameplay on the PlayStation 4. So one thing I noticed is in the bottom left you can see the different coloured icons for the different drivers, so the different teams, they're colour coordinated, so that's good. So you can see who's leading the race, or at least what teams are ahead of you. So as you can see, moving a bit further on to this 3-lap race here at the French Grand Prix, right on the back of Lewis Hamilton. Maybe we'll be able to make a bit of a move, but obviously Vettel and Hamilton, a bit of rivals, and you can see spinning around the car, lots and lots of detail included. You can see all the little bits of aerodynamics and all the aerodynamic parts on this Ferrari, and you can see they've been replicated in the game as well, so that's good to see. And it looks like it is a bit slippy out on track, but I believe he is using traction control. But it'll be interesting to see how the cars feel when it comes to actually driving in the wet without assists and stuff like that. So further along in this gameplay as well, we will have some classic cars in here as well. So just a few short clips from different races, and I believe there's an invitational event at the end. So obviously going purple here, as you can see in the middle sector. Was at the end of the first sector, I don't really know this circuit off the top of my head, but skipping on them further into the lap, coming towards the end of the lap, I believe it is a 2:04 lap time so far in the wet. He's chasing down Daniel Ricciardo and Bottas leading the way, so it's good to see the Red Bulls are up here fighting with the Ferraris and the Mercedes. That could be down to the wet weather as well. As you can see here, that Ferrari is a lot quicker than the Red Bull in a straight line, which is expected to see. Of course, it's the Ferrari engine being a lot more powerful than that Renault engine, and now the Ferrari going on a bit of a charge at Bottas. He's going to go around the outside. Look at this, around the outside, lovely on the brakes, and keeping it ahead. So the AI look a bit aggressive as well. They will defend as well, so that's an interesting thing to note for this game. So we're very much looking forward to getting my hands on the game. Hopefully I can get my hands on the game before the release, but we'll have to wait and see. So as you can see, coming to the end of this race then, ended up winning first place Sebastian Vettel. Nice little music, nice trophy as well, stepping up. I guess that's because we won, maybe, I'm not too sure, but there we go, a similar celebration to the last game of the Ferrari team. There you go, again another similar animation. So some of the animations obviously been kept from the previous game, but there's a few new ones included in there as well, which is nice to see. Arawa and Ben Marduk are actually in the game, which is quite interesting actually. That's pretty cool, and I bet it's awesome for them to actually be in their own video game, especially one they love so much, which is good. It's nice that Codemasters have done that actually. There you go, you see Ben Daly. But anyway, so we'll be moving on into the next race, which I believe is a classic race. I'm not sure if it's an invitational or it's a classic. I believe it's just a classic race. I'm not sure what car. It looks like one of the old Lotus or Renaults, but you can see, yeah, it looks like the 80s or 70s. So I'm not very good with these classic cars, I do apologise, but you can tell immediately the look of the car is obviously different. Massive fat tyres on the rear, thin skinny ones and smaller ones on the front. Obviously different regulations back then, and obviously the sound completely different. V12, is it? V12? V10? But they do sound and look incredible. And as you can see, one of the McLaren is going to look up the inside of us, but he backs out of it. We got the inside of one of the Ferraris. Is it Lauda's Ferrari? Is that what that is? I believe it is. But classic race here around the Hockenheim ring. So very much looking forward to getting my hands on the classic cars. I didn't really use them in the previous games, but something I want to change going forward. Bit of a cockpit cam with the new classic cars, and obviously earning a trophy back on track. Wonder what that is. Maybe it's because it's a classic race. Complete a lap of a classic race, maybe that's that trophy. I'm not too sure. But we're going to be skipping on then into an invitational classic event. Now this is a clip taken from the end of the career mode clip in this video, so you can check it out in the link in the description below. But as you can see, it's one of the more modern classics. Is it the 2004 Ferrari, something like that? And you can hear the screaming V12 here of this. Was it V10? I really get my old regulations mixed up, but it sounds incredible, this car here. And it looks like it's one of these invitational events where you have to overtake the other cars, so these will be slightly older, slightly slower cars, and we've got to go on the charge. And my god, he almost clips the back of him there. And yeah, it looks like the 2004 Ferrari, one of my favourite Ferraris. This is a lovely sounding car. And obviously look at this, look at the straight line speed difference between that and this older Ferrari ahead of us. Was it McLaren? I can't really tell from back here, can't really see, can't really tell. I think it's one of the Ferraris. You can see go for a move. Look how much more powerful and quicker that is in a straight line. Wow, what a car. And one thing I can't wait to get my hand on is the Brawn GP car. That is going to be one fun car to have a go in. That is going to be one awesome car to drive. Look at the grip compared to the other cars this car has. Oh, you can see it's going to be an interesting one with the different classics. So obviously with the classic races, like in the past, you can't have a full race of the same season with them, so they're going to be different season cars, but they'll be sort of similar in performance. So you got more modern classics and then some of the older classic cars grouped together. So it'll be interesting to see the different characteristics of the cars. He completely crashes him out. He did not care, and come at the inside of Murray there. Oh, we'll never crash. Oh, okay, so the physics, there's a first test of the physics. Collision with one of the cars, and obviously you're colliding, you lose control, but you managed to hold it, so that's interesting to see. A bit of the physics being tested there. No damage though, so maybe the damage is turned off. I'm not too sure, but you'd expect maybe a little bit of damage to the side of the car, but I think damage might be turned off, but we'll have to wait and see. Obviously this is only preview gameplay. The game comes out in less than a month, and I'm hoping to get my hands on the game early, but we'll have to wait and see about that one. So we're going to come to the end of this video then. Very shortly, we've got a run on Clark. You can see using the slipstream and the obviously more powerful and more slipper in a straight line as well. Less drag on these cars compared to the older ones that we're overtaking. And we've done 8 overtakes and the target is 10. So they're similar to the previous game in the way that the challenges and invitational events are going to be very similar, but obviously with different cars, different tracks. This is the French Grand Prix, of course, so few new tracks, and they've got the Hockenheim ring as well, which we've seen as well with the classic cars. So it's interesting to see that we can use the classic cars on pretty much all the tracks as well. That's a good thing in there. So do let me know down in the comments what exactly you're most excited about F1 2018, and in particular which classic car you are most looking forward to driving as. And we've reached our target. Can we get past these guys? We've got about 20 seconds left to get up the inside. Oh, look at that, into 8th place, and surely we're going to be able to out drag. And you can see at the initial part the acceleration was the same, but then obviously the newer technology in our car, it just lets us accelerate even faster past a certain point. So gonna end up in 6th place, gonna beat the challenge. Nice cockpit view as well. So that's been it for this video. If you did enjoy, make sure you do check out the link below. Make sure you do like this video, share it around with your friends as well. You know, share around this gameplay. Make sure we get everyone to see this new gameplay. So check out the link in the description to the original video, and make sure you do subscribe to my channel for plenty more F1 2018 as well as MotoGP and other racing games. So if you haven't already, make sure you follow me on Instagram and Twitter as well for little personal updates and little bits like that. So for now, I will see you in the next one.